So I want to start off this video doing something different. You don't know how annoying it is to find these videos in my sleeves of DVDs and stuff like that. Because when we did the shark series, they were all brand new essentially. So I didn't have to go search for these. So finding Silent Hill the other day was like it wasn't too bad because it is with the S's. Mm-hmm. So before Phil had moved in, all my cases or all my games, all my movies were in the DVD boxes. And so when Phil was gonna move in, I was like, okay, well I'm gonna put all these DVDs in these sleeves because when I lived with Adam would watch the movies, and then he would put them in his sleeves. Mm-hmm. So then I wouldn't know. And I don't think he did it intentionally. I think he just assumed that it was his thing. So, I'm like, okay, I'm coming over. I'm like, probably 2 days before we do the video, because we don't shoot these all in the same week.
Gas.
But I was like, I probably should search for this because this is another thing I wanted to do, which we'll talk about like for a brief second. I like the DVDs that have art on them and the name up, like, so when you scroll, when you're scrolling, like, yeah, you can find, like, I'm showing you, Jacob, but to listeners, like, I can find this pretty easy,
Yeah,
it sticks out.
It's got a thing on it, as opposed to, say, I'm sure I've got one over here that's literally just like a blank disc. No,
well, that's what I was gonna say. There's a couple DVDs that are in my sleeves that are completely blank, and the letters are so tiny. So I'm like,
is that what Silent Hill is? I think Silent Hill's like that.
I know, like the cheap movies.
Kind of like that.
No, that one I could. So what he just showed me was
Silent Hill Revelations disc.
Well, yeah, but it had the name on it. What I'm talking about is the discs that have no, like that. Yeah. So what he just showed me is a
oh, maybe this is backwards.
what he just showed me is a disc that has.
It's Dracula, and it's got the smallest font.
It's around the ring of where the hole's at on the DVD.
Yeah.
So
I
like.
don't even know which side's up.
Exactly. So like I'm going through. I'm like. Well, hopefully when I'm looking for these that.
Side A.
Yeah. I don't.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
This movie that long, it needs to be on both sides?
But the other thing I wanted to bring up, and you don't know this because you haven't seen it. So I made the intro, and so it's a which we'll roll it right after this little tangent. But it's a minute and like 30 some seconds. It's probably like a minute 42.
Well, I mean, at this point, the intro's already rolled, right?
No. The intro, no.
For is it just specifically to this one?
No. All the intros of for all the videos.
They have their own unique.
No. It's all one. It's
the same intro, so it's already rolled. People have seen it on Monday.
Yeah,
they saw it when Gorman.
Yeah. But what I'm saying for today, right now, it hasn't rolled because we're putting this part in front of the intro.
I see.
So if anybody's complaining about how long it is, there's like 10 fucking movies in this intro that I'm like, I gotta get at least a piece of every single one. And,
I mean, we did watch a lot of movies.
We did watch more than we
had 3 double features.
Yeah, we weren't planning that. I mean, we knew about Thanksgiving, and we knew about Happy Death Day. We didn't realize that Silent Hill was going to be another double feature. So I was actually kind of glad. For my final thing before we roll the intro and then get into it is I'm glad that this movie. All right, we'll go ahead and spoil it.
It's already in the.
It's in the intro, so I was like giving Jason X. I don't have the other 9 movies, and we're not watching all the other 9 movies.
Dang, this isn't a Deca feature. Watch all 10 of them in a row.
Maybe if you guys requested a lot, I tell you what, if this video gets 1,000 likes, which is technically like 50,000, if you had a bigger audience, we'll do all the other 9 movies, but I don't plan on doing it. So, but
what about the reboot?
Is there a reboot one?
There's a reboot.
Well, we'll throw the reboot ones in there too. We'll watch all of them. Hey, the video still stands. If Barbie gets 1,000 likes, then we'll still do all the Barbies. But all right, well, let's hit that intro. All right. All right. So this was supposed to be continuation, but because you didn't listen to me, but we'll.
You didn't properly.
So we're doing Jason X. All right, Jep. You can read the where's this number? Read the back.
Do you want me to read the review blurb?
Read whatever you like.
Jason X is a horrifying hoot and a half. Easily the most satisfying and entertaining of, in brackets, the series. So I'm assuming something else was there. If you're looking for terror, here it comes in a perfect 10. In the year 2455, on a routine training mission, a team of students is about to learn...
When was it? 24?
2455.
So they went really into the future.
It's only 400.
I thought it was like maybe like 2072 or something like that, but sorry.
Through the years, Jason Voorhees has claimed over 200 victims. Now the legendary killer from Crystal Lake is back. Hurtling through space and hunting new prey. Jason X is a nerve-shredding thriller loaded with spectacular special effects, high-tech weapons, and new ways to die. Animated menus!
Nah.
That's it.
So it's kind of funny. I think this is our oldest film that we're doing for this 2001, I believe. Done too. But yeah, I was kind of thinking, I'm like, wow, this is the oldest of all of them. You know, Thanksgiving's the second oldest, but yeah, the
a hoot and a half though. A horrifying hoot and a half. Why would you?
Also, I want to say, I should have said at the top of the intro, but going back and kind of doing like a quick edit, you know, editing all the films and stuff like that. I think all our intros are different. Like I think we like mesh all different. Like how do we do this again? That's just more like for us, but yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. We're just here to watch spooky movies and then talk about them.
You know what's funny? The other thing too, I noticed we didn't really watch like really scary movies.
No,
because
I don't like scary movies.
Like Hereditary or something like that, or
no, I don't like spooky.
I mean, I don't like spooky either.
I like dumb scary movies, like Jason X and Silent Hill.
Yeah, so this is this is gonna come out on Halloween. So hey, if you're watching
that's the wrong franchise.
We should have done a Halloween one, but
yeah, fucking Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
But if you guys see Night of the Animated Dead, don't don't buy that. It already came out as this.
Oh, so it's really good?
No, it's fucking terrible. I'll tell you off screen. I forgot about it, but it's I scrolled on 1.5. But anyways, that's enough for our tangents. We'll probably get into the movie, and then we'll be back.
All right, Evil's getting an upgrade.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that felt like it was longer than what it was.
Yeah, it kind of did. I don't know. I think I wonder if it's because we were waiting for that scene, and so it's kind of like, oh, okay, let's just get to that scene, which we'll bring up when we get to that scene.
Yeah, the scene that's 85 minutes in. But okay, so the movie opens with Jason is being held captive in like a parking garage, and he does his normal thing where he body swaps with the guy who's watching him, and then he proceeds to kill a whole bunch of soldiers, save for one lady who I don't think really should have been there at the time, but she just was. So either wittingly or unwittingly, she basically guides him to a cryostasis pod, and he gets stuck in there. She starts the thing, and then he stabs through it, thus putting the entire room into stasis. And she doesn't wake up, or they don't wake up for another 450 years when they're brought aboard by salvagers. I think that's what they are.
Yeah. They
just kind of go to Earth and pick up things that people like stacks of DVDs. And so she gets resuscitated with nanomachines, and Jason eventually thaws out.
Well, he thaws out because he hears
he hears sex happening, and he cannot abide by that. He
hears a girl moan or climax basically, and then he's like, all right, well, I'm awake. So and there's they're like, oh, it would spell the nude scene
there's three sex scenes
all going on at once. It's like, these are fucking horny ass people.
So Jason right now is hearing sex in stereo, and this is driving him up a wall.
That's what makes him up.
Except one of the sex scenes isn't really a sex scene; it's just a robot trying to put nipples on.
Yeah.
Because I guess. And so your typical Friday the 13th action ensues when Jason starts just murdering everybody.
Yeah, so he murders the scientist that's operating on him, and
steals her science scalpel.
And then the girl who woke up is talking to the he's a professor or whatever.
He might as well be the captain.
Yeah, so they're talking to the captain.
I'm gonna make a lot of money because you're a rare specimen. You who is 450 years old, twice as old as anybody else.
But so the girl is like, hey, just so you know that we tried everything to kill this guy and nothing worked. And the guy's like, oh no, that's all right. We'll just send soldiers in.
No, we checked him on the bioscanners. He was dead. He was turbo dead, and then he wasn't. But yeah, no, they send in a squad of soldiers. It goes about as well as you think it would.
Yeah, it's just one by one by one. And there's 6 soldiers, 6 or 7. They all die pretty quick.
Yeah, they go into a laser tag arena. Actually, what happens first is he kills the 2 gamers, Stone Cold and this guy.
We can just call him Brennan. If you ever want to know what Brennan looks like, just look up Jason X and go to that scene. That's what Brennan looks like.
But yeah, they're playing an alien game, and then Jason shows up and he kills them both in game. Then they're like, okay, we'll turn the game off, and then he kills them both in real life. And the soldiers find the 2 bodies, and then they start getting picked off. The only one who survives is the captain of the soldiers. But he gets impaled twice. And he's just kind of left to hang on the wall.
Yeah.
So
at the time, they're all hearing all the deaths of the soldiers. The other crewmates are
yeah, they all kind of just bail and hide in the I guess the command deck.
Yeah, and then Jason makes his way up to the pilot, kills him, and then thus the ship that they're on.
They were gonna dock at a space base, but because there's no pilot at this point, it just slams right through the space base. And like, it's fine. We can just turn around.
And then it all blows up.
And then they look in the rearview mirror, and it just explosion. So they're like, shit.
So then now Jason, after killing the pilot, comes up to where they're all hiding, and then everybody runs, and then leaving Steve Martin, which is
our discount Steve Martin, the captain of the science brigade.
He's like, oh, he was just looking for his machete.
Hey, I found your machete for you.
Hey, just remember who got you that machete.
We can get rich and famous. And Jason kind of looks at him like, yes, money, that thing I am known for. And then he murders him off screen. And so at this point, they're like, okay, so here's the idea. We're going to get in the escape pod, and we're just going to cut our losses. So they send 2 guys up to the cockpit so they can, like, get the escape pod ready or whatever. And the one guy up there, like, Jason just appears behind him with Steve Martin's head on his machete. And there's a comical scene where the dude looks back, he sees it, he's like, oh, hey!
Yeah, Mario, we call him.
He kind of did look a little like Bob Hoskins. But anyway, so, with the cockpit yet again vacant, one of the crewmates gets in the escape pod, and she's just having an episode, and she just decides, I'm leaving all of you.
So she leaves, but she doesn't realize that the gas line is still hooked up to the escape pod, and then
so for some reason, like, the thrusters just force the escape pod into the bottom.
Well,
of the ship.
I think what happened is she did the thrusters, and then the pipe, it bending, and it just went up.
Yeah, it just thrusted right into the ship, and they're like, well, we're dead. And so at this point, so there's an android on this ship.
Yeah, well, yeah, the one who wanted the nipples.
Yeah, I forgot we said that, but so they gave her an upgrade.
Well, discount Matthew Perry gave her an upgrade.
So she's got like a machine, like a full on machine arm now, and a bunch of guns, and she just lays waste to Jason. Like, she just shoots him down a hallway, through walls, and unfortunately into one of the healing rooms,
which is not operating right now.
And so, also at this time, the captain of the soldiers comes back, and they're like, okay, well, we can get you on the table, get you some nanomachines, and get you up and running. And unfortunately, they just kind of leave Jason where he is, because they're like, well, he's dead. Like, yeah. He's missing a leg, he's missing an arm, he's missing his head. So they just leave him there, and they get contacted by another ship, and they're like, hey, we can be there in 45 minutes. And they're like, you need to be here in 30. Otherwise, we are dead.
And then somehow the girl from 400 years ago is like, well, if we blow up this side of the wing, we'll be able to survive the ship.
Can't we just go over to this side of the ship where there's no, like, breach in the hull? And everybody just looks at her like, I mean, we could, but, like, we'd still die. And she's like, well, what if we just blow up the bridges? And I'm like, why didn't we think of that?
Thank you, 400-year-old grandma.
So they get these Bop-It bombs, and they start planting them. And as they're doing this, Jason is being reforged by nanomachines. And they get these bombs all set up. And then Jason just kind of comes in. He's like, hey, I'm back. I got an upgrade. And he punches the head off the android.
Which is a funny scene.
And the android's like, we should run. So they lose another crew member to
Well, he sacrificed himself to blow up the
yeah, because he had the
thing.
receiver to blow the thing, and so they lose him, and
Now he's in space.
yeah, they're like, okay, we got Jason. He blew up. He's gone. There's no way he can survive in space.
Oh, there's his hand coming through the wall. Now
He just punches a hole through the hole, and
what'd you say?
the hole.
Okay, I think he said he punches a hole through the hole. I'm like,
No. But so, and when you're in space, that's very bad, very very bad. So they're trying to save, or they're trying to get out of that room, but one of the girls gets sucked out because she didn't get to the door in time, and so they're like, well, acceptable losses. They close the door and they just start closing doors behind them as they run to. As at this point the escape, or the other ship has now shown up with the escape pod, and so they're closing every door, hoping that will slow Jason down just enough that they can get out. But then they run into unforeseen complications where like the airlock won't airlock. So the captain goes out to
the captain of soldiers.
Yeah, he's the only captain left at this point.
Well, yeah, but if you say captain, people might be thinking Steve Martin.
So he goes out to reroute the power, while Discount Matthew Perry has an idea of how to distract Jason. And this is the only scene that's really fun.
Yeah, so they summon two girls. And
they load up Camp Crystal Lake in the 80s.
Yeah.
And they summon two campers who love premarital sex and pot and booze and whatnot. And so it cuts away to the captain of the soldiers doing his thing, I think. And then it cuts back and Jason is just swinging the sleeping bags that have the girls in them. He's just swinging them around.
Yeah, he's taking one of them and hitting the other girl with it.
And it's so dumb.
It's so dumb, but
it's so funny.
It's such a great scene.
Because it just cuts back to that. And so basically, now they can escape. They forget the head of the android, so she runs back to grab her. And Discount Matthew Perry, and the main girl are in the escape pod with the android head. And Captain of the Soldiers...
Now Master Chief.
Yeah, now Red Master Chief. He's like, nah, you ain't killing them. So they fight a little bit. The rest of the ship explodes, and they're like, we did it. And then you see this JPEG of Jason flying towards the escape pod, and they're like, he's still coming. And then Master Chief shows up and just
Red Master Chief shows up.
Red Master
just comes out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere, slams into him, and they go flying into the planet. They
I'm gonna say, if you're a quarterback, you probably have been hit by, I don't know, a defense guy who just comes out of nowhere. You got your perfect shot lined up. You're about to throw the football, and then wham! You get hit by a truck.
So yeah, they burn up on impact. Only Jason's mask remains, and you hear his
That's not it. But.
His transformer noises as he is underwater, and the day is saved.
Or is it?
I mean, they never made Jason X or Jason 11, so
because there was two campers about to have sex.
They never made Jason 11, so it doesn't matter. And that was basically the movie.
Yeah,
It was Friday the 13th, but in space, in nanomachines.
So we've done what? We did 6 episodes for Shark Week.
Mm-hmm.
I've done so many episodes for myself, and this is the 5th one for Scarecorn. So I'll let you give the rankings, and I'll let you explain all the rankings. I'll see if you pay attention to it.
So A rank is Bite on DVD. B rank is Netflix. C rank is TV. D rank is Oh, jeez.
It has the letter D in it.
Is don't watch?
Yes.
And then F is stay away?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I did it. Hooray. Honestly... It's probably a high C, low B.
Okay.
If they didn't have the camper scene at the end, it would have definitely been a C.
Right.
Because that one scene just elevates it.
Yeah.
Because it's so dumb.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I've done so many episodes with the letter ranking, and it's like sometimes it's like this was pretty good, but like, so I give it a C. I think you should watch it, but I don't think you should put money into it. I think it's like if you just see it on TV, like, oh hey, yeah, let's sit down and watch.
I don't even know if they air this one on TV.
Oh, probably not.
I can imagine them airing like the first 4, and then never any of them.
I can see them airing the first one or two.
Yeah,
I guess I've never really seen any of the Jason movies, so.
I mean, they're all the same movie, just different setting.
I'll give you a little backstory. This was back. I got this at a video game store, and I remember, just kind of going through all the DVDs, and for some reason it just stood out to me with the mask. And I was like, I'll watch it. And I think this was the first. I mean, I've probably seen a Jason movie, like an actual decent Jason movie. I don't know which one.
There are no decent Jason movies.
Oh, like, leave in the comments below which one is the quote unquote Jason movie you should watch. But I just remember seeing this. I was like, 10, and I might have heard something about space, and I was just like, okay, we'll check it out. But so this is probably one of my oldest DVDs that I bought myself.
Nice.
So I think it's good. So that's kind of like the idea with doing. So this we're done with the movie, but I think when we started talking about this back in September or even August, we were kind of going over movie ideas, and I know Jason X was like one of the first ones where like, oh yeah, we can do horror movies, and I'm like, oh, I got Jason X, and
yeah, I'm pretty sure Jason X was either the first or the second one.
Because I'm trying to think. What was it? It was like, I think Silent Hill popped up.
Yeah, Silent Hill was one of the first as well.
So there's two other movies which I'm not going to give away because we're going to do another series. It's not going to be daily. It'll be it's probably going to be like 6 episodes. But there's 2 other movies that were in there that I was like, oh yeah, we'll do that. And for some reason, somehow they got kind of shifted out because I think so. What it was. It was, we were like, oh yeah, let's do, because Thanksgiving was on there. So it was Jason X, Thanksgiving, and I think Silent Hill. I think those were like the 3 that we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I think what I was thinking originally, I was like, oh, let's do the Halloween movies up until Thanksgiving, and then the 2 movies take place. The 2 movies, I'll give just a little hint, you'll never find them, but they're winter movies. So I was like, okay, let's do the Halloween, Thanksgiving, and then Christmas. Not Christmas, but like winter movies. So it's kind of like a short span. But then somehow we found, because I've had the 2 Happy Death Days, and I was like, I've been meaning to watch them. So I was like, well, this gives me a great excuse to watch them. What was the other one that we did?
Psycho Gorman.
That was the one where I think that's Psycho Gorman was the one that actually started the okay, let's do it, because like I said, I saw the trailer. I was like, okay, you know what? This actually looks funny enough to do it. So I was like, okay, well, we'll do it. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, this is gonna go up on Halloween, so it's probably gonna go up around 5. Don't quote me. I might just put it at 8. But if you guys are out there,
if you're seeing this right now,
if you're seeing it,
it's up.
Well, it will be up, but I don't know if it's gonna be up at, because I was gonna do like 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
But
when Halloween.
But ends. I was like, if I'm saying, see, that's what I thought. I'm like, well, if it's gonna be a kind of Halloween movie, I should put it up at 5. Because at least somebody will watch it, get 20 minutes in, get excited, then go. But hope you guys enjoyed. Stay safe out there. You got anything else?
Inspect your candy.
Yes.
Always inspect the candy.
Always inspect.
In fact, just don't go. Just don't.
You know what? Just don't eat. Just don't get the candy.
Don't trick or treat for candy. Just go to Walmart and buy one of those like $10.
Just put a costume on. Go in Walmart. Go down the aisle. Have your cart. Deck it out and say trick or treat and just pick the Reese's off and go trick or treat. Take the Butterfingers off. Trick or treat. Take the Crunch Bar off.
Trick or treat. Take some candy out of somebody else's basket.
Yeah, just stay in that aisle until somebody comes down there.
Yeah, just stand at the end, and as people walk by with their candy, just pull their bags out. Okay, but yeah.
Alrighty.
Have a good one, guys.
See you guys.